Of course.
If not already, I guess. Is it a spot quiz?
It is going to be a spot quiz.
Literally a spot. Okay, everybody.
The vibration of blue.
X-rated or I'm staring down.
I'm sorry.
We've officially started at 7:30. And welcome to everybody. If you were expecting Gary, he's not here. So I'm helping. I'm standing in.
Fine.
Yes, I'm getting another opportunity to practice.
Perfect.
And so a lot of us know each other, and I see a lot of new faces, which is fantastic. This is, I will tell you from experience, if you are new, this is one of the most supportive groups of people I have ever been with. We're all focused, we're all companions on this incredible journey, interesting journey that we're taking. And we are here to help each other move forward and move up. If you want to change your consciousness, if you want higher consciousness, you've come to the right place. This is what we're about. And what we do in this room, I believe, is changing what's happening out there. We're not only changing our own lives, we're changing the world. So, who doesn't want to do that? Who doesn't want to invest your time and energy in doing that? Come in, come in. Okay. Go.
Trying to be
Come in, everybody.
He's right up here, guys.
Yeah,
We all three want
right
to sit
here.
here.
That's exactly where I wanted to sit.
I'm right in front of you. I knew it.
Like a front row person with Danny.
I am.
Okay, so our objective tonight, before we get started, is we're going to all be practicing those 4 steps. How many people have been practicing the 4 steps with Gary?
Excuse me just a moment.
Yes.
What is the name of this group? If there is a name? How do I refer to it?
Kindred spirits, we
She
don't
likes
have
labels.
No, it just, I just wondered.
You get an email on where it is on YouTube, but we don't really have a name. Thursday night spiritual group, sort of.
Yes.
Okay, Freeform Spiritual, I'm right there with it.
That's wonderful.
We have a name now.
Thank you for that. We didn't have that before. So I'll introduce myself. I'm Sandra Stewart, and I have been in this group for quite a while. And my life has changed dramatically. I'm very grateful for that, and like I said, I'm very grateful for each person in here. We're committed to change. We're committed to shifting our lives. And if you do what we're doing in here, your life will change too. It will shift. And it'll only get better. So tonight, let's see, we have a lot of newcomers. Let's see, have you been here before?
I have not.
You have not. What's your name?
My name's Christy.
Christy, okay. Who else is new? Sherry? Okay. Come in, come in. Wow, we've got seats. Turn off your cell phones while I remember. If you would, please.
Danny, you might want to move over so somebody can sit there. Here's a spot right here.
We're just introducing new people, so. And we have Pat with 2 T's. Glad you're here. And Scott with 2 T's.
Yes, 2 T's. Yes, ma'am.
And Lee and Kasha. Have you been here before? No. Aren't you looking familiar? Okay. We've got old comers and newcomers. Come in, come in.
Coming in. Here's 2 spots
together?
right over here.
She didn't.
Do I take 2? I
Filling
went
the
Best
space.
seats, front row.
He's a little bit greedy.
No extra
Tell
charge.
you that right now, so you said just a little bit greedy.
Okay. And you 2 ladies, would you give us your name?
I'm Marcy.
Marcy?
Rebecca.
And Rebecca. Okay, welcome. Tonight we're talking about the 4 steps that we've been doing with Gary. And so it always helps if you're especially doing something new. Why should I bother to do this? What difference is it going to make? Why should I make a commitment to this? And is it Dano or Dano?
Dano.
Dano. Welcome.
Dano.
Dano.
Donna.
Oh,
Got it.
I just call you Smith. Just call him Smith, it's not important.
welcome to our group. So I want to start with Danny, who's been in this group for a while, and as I know, is an avid practitioner of these steps. Can you get one more chair? Larry, can you grab a chair out there? Oh, there's one in the back. Okay, so Danny Gomez is going to share with us what has happened to him, how his life has been changed since he's been doing these 4 steps. And he's been doing them faithfully, and he has seen the results. So Danny, would you just share for a few minutes?
Sure.
Yay. Thank you.
My steps, or just what's
Just in general, the practice of this, how it's impacted your
Since the
life.
beginning of this year, I've been doing this morning and evening. So first thing when I wake up, the minute my alarm goes off, I start clearing and clearing, and my brain goes straight into meditation. And I typically end my day this way. And when I have the time, and if I have a morning that's not too rushed, I'll take the time to get up, do my thing, and meditate in the middle of the day or before a big event if I have that luxury. Some of the things I've noticed for me are just more clarity, just understanding that even when things maybe feel a little hectic, a little stressed, I still feel that everything is in divine order. And if I'm finding that I'm still stressed or anxious, I just need to remember, just get back into taking the time to meditate, and it will bring me back down to understand that everything is flowing, everything is the way it's supposed to be. Let's see, earlier in the year I've noticed little things from family needing help and not wondering, financial issues, other, sickness, that kind of thing, and just, again, following these steps, putting everything into meditation, and somehow, an unexpected way, something just comes up, something out of the blue, something that I could not have foreseen, and things just seem to resolve themselves. It's quite amazing how it works, and I know a lot of you guys know. I feel like it was a manifestation, but earlier this year I got a call from Toyota Corporation, which seems like it was out of the blue, but I was doing everything Gary asked me to do, and so they wanted me to speak about relaxation and meditation. Well, it wasn't actually relaxation, it was more of a stress management strategies. But I included meditation because I feel that that's probably one of the easiest, and it's free, and it's probably the best stress management strategy. And it went so well, it went beyond my expectations, and the person that hired me says they want to hire me for future events. They're willing to fly me anywhere in the country, and they want to pay me double, which they started off at a nice rate to begin with. So, and again, I didn't know how it was going to work out because they contacted me at a time when my work was the busiest it's ever been. I wasn't prepared. I had a week and a half, and I was working like 10-hour days and 6 days a week, and so I was like, so I had the weekend basically to prepare, and everything flowed. People, a lot of this group, of course, came to help me out, which was great. I had Becky Smith, who's not here, who volunteered to be my assistant. Turns out her husband is a professional speaking coach. It was too short notice, but he agreed to show up with professional recording equipment. He recorded everything. Everything just kind of flowed in a way that you would think that I was professionally doing this all the time, the way it worked out so well. So, yeah, and so anyways, that's kind of what's working for me right now. And so I just keep it up, even when things aren't going my way, and I do get frustrated at times, and sometimes I do feel like throwing my computer across the room, but just take myself back to calming and clearing, and things will ultimately come back into their place.
Any questions, comments? Besides congratulations? Oh, thank you. It works. Okay, let me get to my notes here and make sure I haven't forgotten anything. I also wanted to mention Jack and Ann. Most of us old-timers know who Jack is, and so Ann, his wife. Jack has been ill. He's had some challenges / opportunities in his life, so there was an email sent out that if you would, they asked people to remember them I'm saying remember both of them. We think about the person who has health issues, and we want to remember the person who's giving the care also. So there was a suggestion at 9 o'clock at night that if people would do that at the same time, we'll accept that healing energy anytime. So anyway, remember Jack and Ann. So our objective tonight is to go through these 4 steps. Become so familiar with them that when you go out the door, you take them with you and you do something with them. Remember last time I gave some talks and it was about words and it was about action. And I talked about our subconscious needs action. I know most of my life I've been a person who's had lots of thoughts running around in my head, some great thoughts, great ideas. But I was reluctant to take any action. And that's the secret, if there is a secret, that you take action. And your body, your mind, and your spirit goes with it. So this is about doing it tonight, leaving here determined to take some action, really practice what we're being taught. I have one more person to introduce. Marco has volunteered. He's new also. Stand up, Marco. And
Marco!
Thank you.
I knew somebody was going to do that.
he's going to be helping us with the 4th step, and he's going to be talking about colors. Anybody worked with colors for healing,
Yes.
for understanding?
I'm the only one in here.
Nobody in here?
No.
Yes, quite a few people.
That's right.
I have not really. So I'm anxious to hear what he has to say, because that's only going to enhance what we're doing tonight. I'm very lucky to have you. Thank you for jumping right in as a new person, becoming part of the group. Okay, anybody want to release some bad habits? Bad attitudes?
I'm sure.
Actions that you know are not in your highest good? I think we all do. And this process is about doing just that. And as a result of doing that, we are going to manifest our highest good. All those were just words I'd never heard before I came to Gary Berman. And a lot of times I would go, wow, this is really different. This is really strange. But I trusted him and I trusted the process. And because of that, my life has changed. If you had met me 10 years ago, you wouldn't recognize me right now. So I had really become the story. We're going to be talking about burning stories tonight. What I'd like to do, instead of me lecturing, and I know we have a lot of new people here tonight, I want the old-comers to help us with these steps, okay? Like I say, most of the time I stand here and just give you information. But tonight I wanted to do it differently. When I have to do this in a group, I discover I have more information in here than I thought. So what we're going to do is talk about these steps first. Then we're going to be doing the meditation with the steps. And then we're going to be walking out of the room being excited to practice them in our own lives. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right, so let's talk about number 1. Everybody has this handout? And we're talking about claiming your space. What does that mean to claim your space? What have we learned about claiming our space? What power do we have when it comes to our space?
Outside influences away.
Speak up.
We want to keep outside influences away from our personal space.
Yes. So somebody give me an example of when you've claimed your space? Yes, Marco.
Well, any people, places, or things that are causing you stress, any kind of destructive things or negative things, just going ahead and claiming that they're not in your space anymore. It's part of
Right.
it, it's part of the
That's
process.
part of clearing, but that is part of our
Right.
space. Did you know you have the power to claim a space? Ruthie?
For example, when I claim my space, I claim my home, wherever we work, our kids' homes, the home that I am looking to move into. So I put all of this into this bubble. You know, we can go to the city, to the state, however we want, but we just know that this is our space, our home, our work, our environment.
And we're claiming it for what? For
We're
what
claiming
purpose?
it for our own, not only our own manifestation, but our own protection, for our own clearing, our own
Absolutely.
being.
It can be as small, as large as you want it to be. One of the things that I've really taken away from these courses is the power that I have been given. I had no idea that I was that powerful, that I was blessed with that power. Sharon?
In addition, not only am I claiming this big bubble that I'm in and wherever I go and whatever I'm doing, but I also claim my own personal space that I occupy in my body. I'm claiming my space, all of my body systems, all of my organs, any concern that I might have about any of that, that it's really down to the molecular level. This is what I'm claiming as my space.
Fantastic.
I'm doing the same
Yes.
thing.
Same thing? Roger?
I haven't heard this mentioned, but it's my understanding that if I have an issue or I'm dealing with something, I claim space that includes that person, place, or whatever. It could be the neighborhood, it could be the world. Now, when I claim my space, I ask for it to be enclosed in a sphere. And I leave a window in the sphere. And I tell all the entities that are not for my highest good to get their butts out that hole. Get out. And then I close the hole. And if I ask them again, and I keep going through that till I make sure I've got all those entities out, because lots of times an ego or something will get in there and screw everything up. So that's how I do it. I make sure it's all clean before I start.
Fantastic. Okay, you're gonna hear different takes on the same ideas tonight, which is great. Tailor it to who you are and what you need. Yes.
In claiming my space, I claim my individuality and my place within the cosmos for the purpose of manifestation for the higher and best good, for the common good.
Thank you. Very well put. Yes,
Got a question for you. I'm new here, of course.
yes.
You talking about claiming the space. What are you talking about?
I'm
I need a, you know what I'm saying, over here, and everybody talking about claiming the space, but I'm like, am I supposed to push people out of my area? You know?
I think it makes sense as we go along.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because I'm like lost right now.
It'll make more sense as we go to the next step.
All right, forgive me, I'm not trying to.
That's okay.
When we started this process, and Gary kind of let us know that, you know, you just kind of make a sphere. Some people call it a bubble.
Visualization.
Make a
Visualize or
sphere, you
imagine-
visualize it
imagine
to
a
create your
visualization.
own. So you're just visualizing like a sphere,
So do you start from the center point, or do you just?
where you can start wherever you want, but you're just kind of
Okay.
visualizing a sphere or a bubble,
Okay,
and you're claiming that kind of as your space. You can make it as big as you want or as small as
that
you
makes more
want it.
sense.
And then start with yourself and your surroundings, and then perhaps your cities, you know, like
Okay, that
Ruthie
makes,
said, the state,
right, I was lost.
US, the
What,
globe.
please ask a question.
Yeah, so that's how we started with the
Okay.
It's a very
visualization.
open forum
Okay,
here.
thank you.
Another question? Yes, Larry.
I was just gonna say to
Thank you for standing up.
go with what you just said is, what Gary talked about is you start here and you just start expanding out. Sometimes when I do it, I only go maybe a room. Other times I go, the whole world is my space. So you just imagine this expansion from you as the center. That's claiming your space. And then she'll get to the next piece, which is why you're claiming your space, what you're doing once you've done that.
Maybe it might help if you just kind of real quickly went through the system for them and then go back over the climbing part.
I hadn't planned to do this, so,
So bad.
The picture was there, I just
Yeah.
went for it.
this, I didn't do the visuals, and I'm not prepared to do his visuals, Marco.
Oh, it's okay, sorry.
Mhm.
I just wanted to touch on a little something. You know, the other idea behind space is your thoughts. When you sit down to just think about your space, you'll see a lot of disruptive thoughts coming in. You may not even get through that part of it at first. You're gonna see maybe just things just distracting you, bringing you emotions that may bring you down to hostility, anger, just things like that. So learning about your thought process is very important in that step, the way I've experienced it. Just a little something
It's
extra.
like a stream
Yeah.
of thoughts.
Yes.
Right, the stream of thoughts
Yeah,
that are coming
it's
through.
all, have you ever known a person who, they acted like they didn't want to take up space? Yeah, their vision of themselves was so tiny that they didn't maybe know they had the right to take up space. And we know other people who can come in and take over the whole room. Yes, this is very, very personal, how you do this for yourself. And you're hearing different takes on the same ideas. Okay. How do I know?
I just have one more space example if you want.
Please.
We just finished a vacation with our children and our grandchildren, and for an amount of time before this vacation, I claimed their homes, their transportation to the airports, all the people that will be handling the baggage, the airways to us, our airways out to where we're going, just the whole scenario. I kind of claimed and then cleared, and I did this over and over, and we didn't have a hitch, really, nothing.
Wow. Great. Fantastic. Great example. That's a lot of people. A lot of
There was 9
energy.
of us.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. All right, so how do I know when I've claimed my space? How am I going to know that I've done the job that I need to do? You're going to feel relaxed and peaceful. So many times when we're doing this, you're going, how do I know when I'm finished? How do I know that I've done it right? Quote
Because Gary
unquote.
says 100%.
100%, yes. Yes. Your body and your mind will tell you this. If there's one thing that I've really experienced for myself, is getting into listening to my spirit, my intuition. It will not steer us wrong. Okay, now let's go to number 2, clear your space. Why would we need, what could we clear our space of? If we're going to clear it, what are some things that are in that space that need to be cleared out? And Roger gave a great example of the hole and how those things are let out. Somebody give me some examples of things we want to clear. The neighbors?
Okay.
Demons.
Negative energy.
Dark forces, negative energy,
Old stories.
old stories. Oh,
Or
wow.
as Ricky likes to say sometimes, get all the black goo out.
Yeah, it can feel kind of sticky.
Negative thoughts.
Negative thoughts, yeah. Anything else? What we're doing is creating a place that our intentions are pure. And when you're in a place, if you've been around people who have negative thoughts, negative words, and you're going, wow, this doesn't feel good. You know, that's what clearing our space is. We are making that space pure so that incredible things can happen. Now, how do we do that? Yes.
Got a question for you.
Yes.
I just mentioned the crackheads and the meth heads. No disrespect to them, but this is how they're termed. Their energies, for some reason, are more amplified as far as because they're under drugs. It seems like their actual fields are stronger compared to a person and stuff that's not taking any form of anything to protect themselves from it. Because I deal with this on a daily basis right here. So that's
Okay.
why I actually had to ask this. This is very important.
Do you believe you have the power to clear that energy out away from yourself?
I've done some, if you want to say just think about it or something like that, I can clear my mind, that's easy. But their actual magnetic energies or their physical energies still can permeate. You know, you really have to have something else and stuff. That's what I have to do is develop a way to actually repulse it. without having to use any drugs or anything of that nature, just to use the
We
personal
have,
energy.
we're gonna do several things with those particular individuals.
Did I jump too far?
No, not at all, this is perfect. Like I said, I knew I wasn't supposed to lecture tonight, that we were all gonna be the teachers for each other, and this is working out beautifully. Thank you for being willing to ask questions, make comments. There are places for these people in our lives. And one of them is, like you say, you want to release, you want to clear the space of that negative energy. And then there's gonna be another space for healing, helping those people to heal. Because we're called to do both. I believe we're called to do both. Lee, did you have a comment?
Yes. Perhaps you can esoterically, spiritually, inside yourself, create an anchor for your own being. And that will shield you, because these people don't know the negative energy that they're putting out. They have no clue. But you're a sensitive individual, you know, you feel it. So you need to, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so,
No, you're good, you're good.
but maybe a good thing is to create that anchor of white light inside yourself that helps guide you and to protect you from this negativity around you.
And they are like humming, they've been around really
Yeah.
heavy-duty drug addicts, they are
Yeah.
very difficult to be around.
And,
Yeah.
and they don't know it because
No.
their central nervous systems are so amped up
Yeah, that's what I deal with.
electrochemically
Yeah.
that they don't even know it.
They can hurt your stomach, it's a
Yeah.
lot of different things that I'll experience.
I believe what you're saying, yes,
Still need help, but still
Yes.
need help.
absolutely, yes.
So maybe along as an example, I said nothing went as a hitch on our trip, but there were a few diversions, surprises. So I came back and I asked Gary, and one of them was we were at Pearl Harbor, and it was too windy, we didn't get to ride the ferry and actually go to the Arizona. And we didn't actually get to go what we had gone there to do. He said, you were kept back because of your clearing and all this stuff, because it was too strong a negative energy there for you and Larry to handle, and you were too bright, and they would have clung to you and come out. So if you're clearing and protecting and doing all that stuff, I kind of believe we were protected from going into that area.
I don't kind of believe it, I believe it works. Yes. Sherry.
And I use when Gary talks about putting the bubble, putting up the bubble and that protection bubble that we put around us in meditation every day, to have it mirrored on the outside, and everything that is opposing my highest purposeful good is bounces off the mirror and it's reflected back. You know, nothing is absorbed through that mirror. And as Gary says, nothing that can harm you can permeate that bubble at all once we cast it out. And mine's mirrored. So I can walk through my day around anybody, and maybe I'm not attentive to each person that comes past me, but as long as I'm keeping that mirror, that reflective mirror around me.
Excellent. Now, how are we going to visualize this being cleared? Some people say, some of the examples we've had is the hand of God just comes through and wipes out everything. Ruthie?
I like the vacuum cleaner.
Yes.
I like that. That is like,
Whatever it takes, whatever works for you, visualize it being taken away. That's our bottom line, is visualize that it's leaving. And check, I used to say, oh, it's great, and then in the corner or stuck on the side would be the same, usually were attitudes. It was usually anger and fear. And they were like, you can't see me, you can't see me. And so I'd really have to get quiet to make sure they weren't left in there. Those have been two powerful emotions in my life. And for a long time they ran my life. So take your time with this. Don't race through it. And like I say, begin to learn to trust your gut that you know what you know. Yes, I know.
I do want to add sort of to something that Sherry was saying, is that what I'm hearing from that, from some of you over there, is that some of these people are so strong that it's hard. What they're going through on the physical is what you're allowing to get to you. But I think that when we go, we do our clearing, we sort of do it from a deeper level. From solically, I think they will, if you're doing your clearing from a soul level, I think they do understand. So, when I do my clearing, whether it's at night or wherever I am, I see myself as a child of light, as all of us are, children of light, filled with light, and I just go through and say anybody, anything, any entity, any event, in this dimension or any other dimension that is not willing to step into the light, not my light, but the light, being gone forever, there's no room for the two of us. And that usually, you know me pretty well, and that usually takes care of it. Because a lot of times we're thinking about physically they can get to us. That's because you're allowing them into that. You have to change your thinking and realize that, no, I'm much stronger. I'm empowered. I'm filled with light and I'm empowered, and they're not going to get through.
Okay.
There is a lot of strength in this group consciousness. I've just returned from a week-long spiritual retreat in Michigan, where there were 200 people like yourselves, and the transformative energies were so positive, and it was incredible. And I came back here and I thought, how am I going to keep this going by myself? And then here I am. So thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. We're waiting for you. I know we are.
I just wanted to add on the clearing that in addition to that large hand clearing things around me, I add the element of breathing, and when we do the visualization of the energy coming down through us.
That's next.
So I bring the energy in, and as I'm breathing, I breathe out black goo, as she likes to call it. So all the, like what you were talking about, the fear, anxiety inside of me. So now I'm clearing that out of me as well, everything around me. And that took it to a whole nother level as far as being peaceful and calm and feeling like I was ready to go to the next step.
Fantastic.
So that might help someone else.
She's been waiting. Kasha?
On the subject of clearing and
Can you
being-
stand up?
On the subject of clearing and being in a space that has other people that are in a different vibration, I lived in a really awful neighborhood at some point, and every time I tried to make a bubble of myself and shine, I felt like things were noticing me, things that I didn't want their attention noticing me. And it was really difficult for me for a while to let my light shine, because I was afraid that they were noticing me and that I was connecting with them by getting that attention. And at some point I realized that this space, this earth, this place right here, a long time ago dinosaurs were walking through it. The people that are in it right now are an illusion. The only thing that is in it is it's God, it's me, it's energy, it's everything. And then I connected to that, and my bubble, I surrounded it with gold, with diamonds, with everything that I felt was impenetrable. And the only limit was what I could imagine around my bubble, and I have no limit in my imagination. So when I realized that I could just be, it didn't matter if they noticed me or not. I am.
Experience the wisdom in this room. Roger, did you have a quick comment? I'm trying to keep this to an hour.
It's nice to talk about these things in spiritual terms, but sometimes we guys are stubborn, and we have to have something in the physical to understand.
Thank you.
I spend a lot of time in the out of doors, and there have been more than once where I have forgotten my insect repellent. And the inviting flies are all over me. So it's really helped me to put a sphere of energy around me and tell the flies that they're not welcome. And I have done that, and then they keep coming, and so in my mind I say, okay, turn it up, more power, keep turning it up, and I keep talking, And when you can actually physically see that you're not bothered by those flies anymore, there's no stronger testimony than that. There is no doubt.
Thank you. Okay, let's move on quick. Number three. Number three, we didn't talk about so much about the support, and I'll go through that very quickly. And what we want to do is we're asking God, angels, celestial beings, whatever you want to call it. This is for you, so you make it your own, to come and help us, and we're going to be grounded and connected. And so I know that I live on this earth, and so I want to be grounded to the earth. And one of the exercises we did was to imagine, like an elliptical shape, that we're going down into the earth. It's coming through our whole body, through our head, and then we're going up to the heavens. So we're making this round oval. It's an oval shape for me, where I'm connected with this world. I'm also connected to another world, a higher world. You know, you've heard that I think it's scripture that I'm in this world but not of this world. And that's what came to me when I was doing that. So it's an exercise where you physically visualize this happening to your physical body, that you're grounding yourself in the world, and you're also reaching and receiving the gifts of the higher level. So that's what we mean about being grounded and connected. Okay, now we cannot forget to, one more comment I need to make about this. This works, this grounding and connecting, with emotions. What's the most powerful emotion? There's two. It really, gratitude and joy make this happen. Gratitude and joy. One of the earliest things Gary taught me was to be thankful. I was a person who had a victim story, and I wasn't very thankful. And he kept saying, just say thank you, no matter what it is. It'll change the energy. And at first I did not believe him, but when I tried it, it worked. And forgiveness. Forgiveness also. Forgiveness changes things. Changes the energy, yes. Quickly.
This will be quick. There was a prayer that was given to us at the retreat. It was used by a doctor in Hawaii who was in charge of an institution for the criminally insane.
Right, yes.
And just 4 little lines. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
Right, the power of our words to change everything. All right, so let's go to the furnace. Thank you, everybody who's sharing.